You really want to practice so that your skills can improve. You take out your sketchbook and your pencils and colors, and then you start thinking. The page in front of you is blank, and so is your mind. Let me help. Take this video as a brain dump for ideas as a starting point to help you decide which direction to go in. It's divided into two parts. Part 1 will be a guide on how to find things that you can draw or paint. Part 2 will be a list of ideas that I have come up with. I'll try to keep this as concise as possible, but I have a lot of points to cover as I want to list down as many topics as I can think of. Now, assuming your goal is to improve your skills, there are 4 points to consider. First, the skill you want to improve in. Second, the topic that you will pick to draw or paint so as to improve the said skill. Third, the resources you'll use for this. And fourth, the type of art supplies you'll choose. As you mix and match these 4 things, you'll have a rich supply of ideas. Let's go through these one by one. Number 1, skill set. Figure out what is the skill set that you want to improve in. Some examples of this could be color mixing, color theory, composition, value, form, anatomy, brushwork, perspective, sketching skills, drawing or painting from life, drawing or painting from imagination, speed, accuracy in realism, or the ability to paint loosely, etc. There are a couple of ways to find out what you should improve on. One way is to look through your recent sketches or paintings and see where they are lacking. What change would make them better? Or what is the part that you're unhappy with? Was there anything that you had wanted to add in these but couldn't due to lack of skills? Look closely and objectively to find the weak points. Another way is to look at the work of other artists that you like. Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest are very quick and easy resources for this. Pick your top 5 or 10 favorite artists and see which of their skills you love the most and that you're currently not great at. What is it that inspires you from their work or makes you wish you could do it too? I'm not asking you to compare yourself with better artists, but to be inspired by them. Do you love that they create beautiful characters or design amazing clothes? Or someone is able to make fantasy and magical backgrounds? Or the use of gouache paints or soft pastel in a particular way? Or there is someone who can make people in different poses out of their imagination? It can be anything. Just make a list of these for future reference in case you're ever stuck again. Number 2, the actual topic. This will be the thing that you'll draw or paint, and while doing this, you'll focus on the skill you picked out in point number 1. It'll be easier to explain with some examples here. Say you pick the most basic topic, fruits and vegetables. Now, how you paint or draw this will depend on the skill set you picked in point 1. If you have decided that you want to improve perspective, then you can try making, say, a banana or a pineapple from different perspectives. Or you want to practice value, you can make a monochromatic painting of a carrot or a bowl of fruit. If it's speed, you could just see how many beetroots you can sketch in 15 minutes. If you want to practice painting from life, then keep the lemons in front of you and paint that. See? Mix and match. Pick a topic you want to paint and tie that up with the skill set that you want to improve in. Later in this video, I'll list down a lot of topics for you. Number 3, resources. Unless your aim is to solely practice drawing from imagination, I would suggest that you use references. Whether you follow them closely or use them as a guide, reference images will always help you to improve your piece. Drawing from references trains your minds and hands to later draw a similar thing from memory or modify it with your imagination. Some resources that you can use: copyright free websites like Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash, and mogfile.com. If you search on Google, you'll find a few more similar websites. Pinterest and Google Images. The images here will mostly not be copyright free. However, as long as you're using them to practice and not sell or claim as your own, you'll be fine. Instagram, as I've said before, is a great place to find other artists for inspiration. YouTube is the best place for tutorials. You'll find tutorials for any medium and any skill level. If you have some magazines, comics, or illustrated children's books lying around at your home, you can try those too. Anything around you. You can use the objects around you for drawing from life. Your own photographs. Go through your travel pics or group photos to find references. You can always click photos specifically for practice as well. For drawing animals from life, try visiting the local zoo. Movies and TV shows can offer a huge variety of things to draw, especially people in motion. For figure drawing and anatomy, you can use line of action, quick poses, or sketch daily. The website Character Design References also has an extensive reference gallery. Finally, number 4, art supplies. Not much to explain here. You can limit yourself to as few or as many supplies as you wish. For example, using only pencils or charcoal, only 3 primary colors, monochromatic meaning using only one color, using all the supplies that you have, using only a large size brush or large size canvas, finger painting, etc. You can pick something that you've not used in a while. Doing so will open up a new way of looking at your work. I'll now move on to the second part of this video and give you a list of topics that you can draw or paint. Wherever possible, I'll show photos from the internet to give you a better idea. But mostly these are not my drawings or photos and are just for guidance. Starting with the most basic ideas: still life. Fruits and vegetables. You can go with one or a full bowl or a basket. Flowers. There are many types of flowers. Again, you can go for a single flower or a bunch. Maybe put a bowl of fruit next to it. Plants. There are leaves, potted plants, and trees. Mix the leaves and flowers in a wreath, or take a branch and add some fruits and flowers. Food. There are so many options here. Your favorite dish. Everything you eat in a day. All the ingredients in your favorite recipe. Specifically, there can be bread, cake, coffee, noodles, pie, soda, wine, jam, pickle, biscuits, cookies, milk, pasta, pav bhaji, Cheetos, eggs. Just go to your fridge and pick out anything. Draw from life. Next would be things in your room or home. A pile of books, stationery items, or your art supplies. Your laptop, PC, or phone. A pair of shoes, or the whole shoe rack. Cups, kettles, or dishes. Curtains and the window. Pillows on the bed. Stuffed toys. Makeup, clothes, or the cupboard. If you're feeling confident, draw out the entire room. Go outside and sketch out your home, or maybe the neighbor's home. Vehicles. You can try painting cars, planes, trains, or spaceships. Then there are bikes, tractors, cycles and boats, scooters, rickshaws, trucks and tanks. You can park them against various backgrounds and add people if you wish. Okay, next we move on to landscapes. A landscape is basically any painting or photo where the main theme is natural scenery. Landscape paintings may capture mountains, which could be rocky, green, or snowy, valleys, fields, forests, or a water scene, which could be then a river, ocean, beaches, etc. You can capture a winter snow scene or a hot desert. It could be a day scene or a night one. Why not add a faraway castle or a forgotten bridge? If you wish, add some people. If you're lucky to have an interesting view outside your window, practice some plein air. Or dig through your old travel photos. Landscapes can be a great starting point for painting from imagination or creating a bit of magic and fantasy. To make your landscapes more realistic, you should study perspective, composition, and color theory. There are many great videos on YouTube that show you how to add distance in your landscapes. Urban sketching. This could have been part of landscapes, but urban sketching is much more than drawing cityscapes. Although you can use reference pics for this, the true fun of urban sketching is to draw from life. The preferred tools for this are a small sketchbook, some pencils or pens, and sometimes watercolor. Use supplies that are light, easy to move, and not messy. Go on a tour of your city and paint anything that you find interesting. Restaurants, cafes, old buildings, unique houses or stores, roadside markets, street performers, parks, cars, etc. Don't try to go for realism here. You simply have to catch the essence or the feeling of the place. Draw the things that stand out to you. Urban sketching is quite fun once you get used to it. Try it to document the next trip you take. You'll see that it'll be a lot more fun than taking photographs. If, however, you don't find your city to be interesting enough for urban sketching, or are shy to paint in public, I have a tip for you too. There are some very good walking tour videos on YouTube. Pick a city that you like and search for a walking tour video. Hit pause at whatever scene you like and paint away. Imagine that you're actually there. Now, indoor scenes. I have briefly mentioned this already. It'll be close to sketches made by interior designers or architects. You can go for your own home or try drawing from imagination. You can go to a cafe and draw the interiors there. In this topic, there is again a lot of scope to practice perspective, whether it is 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point. If you need a list, try bedrooms, living rooms, kitchens, cafes, bars, bookstores, toy shops, classrooms, movie theaters, sports stadium, pet store, grocery store, the mall food court, etc. Now let's move on to living things, starting with animals, birds, and insects. The obvious route here is to draw single things. So, a dog, a butterfly, a sparrow, a lion, an elephant, whale, snake, etc. However, you can make this so much more interesting. As soon as we put a living thing in your piece, you can do something that is so much better. I'm talking about storytelling. What is storytelling? Simply put, storytelling is someone doing something somewhere. Let me give you some examples with animals, birds, and insects. A dog tied outside a restaurant playing with a butterfly. A bird feeding its babies in her nest. A mom kangaroo looking at her baby in her pocket. You could draw animals like people as well. So, a bunch of animals sitting around a dining table. Yes, I am referring to the scene from Alice in the Wonderland. You can also recreate art from children's books, like The Race Between the Tortoise and the Rabbit, The Ugly Duckling, Thirsty Crow, etc. You can also create a comic strip for animals and add speech or thought bubbles. Also, don't forget extinct animals like dinosaurs, mammoth, saber-tooth, etc. Anatomy. For animals, you can practice anatomy by drawing the same animal in different poses. If interested, you can also try out drawing the skeleton and the muscle structures. Practice gesture drawing to make their poses more dynamic. To make them more realistic, practice how to sketch or paint animal fur. Drawing animals from life is another way to practice. Just visit your local zoo or aquarium. Your pet dog, fish, birds, or turtle can also be great subjects. Drawing from life will give you the chance to increase your speed as well, since animals will seldom sit in one spot for long. Glenn Vilppu is one of my favorite art teachers for animal drawings. There is at least one wonderful 2-hour free masterclass on YouTube. Aaron Blaise is another great teacher for animating animals. To practice Disney style of animals, search for model sheets on Google. Moving on to fantasy and mythical creatures. Here there are endless possibilities, from creatures that are already established in stories and folklore to entirely new creatures that you can come up with. Some examples as usual: unicorn, dragons, phoenix, mermaids, ghosts, vampires, werewolves, giants, centaurs, gnomes, fairies, witches, Medusa, etc. For each of these, there are many versions as imagined by different authors, illustrators, or movie producers. You can select the version that you like or give your own unique spin. To create your own fantasy creatures, try mixing things up. So, a zebra with a giraffe's neck, a cat with wings, a bird that's the size of a car, a fox made up of ice, bear covered with snake scales, etc. I'll also add aliens to this list since they are, at least at this point in time, completely based on imagination. Next living thing on our list is people. Probably something that will require the most practice. There are so many ways to draw people as well. Remember to practice a variety of ages, body structures, and genders. Starting with cartoons. All you need here are representations of human figures. Anything goes when you're drawing cartoons. You can go for styles like Disney, anime, or any particular cartoon that you enjoy. Caricature. A caricature is a picture where you exaggerate the striking characteristics of a person. This generally creates a comic effect. Gesture drawing. Gesture drawing is another great way to learn dynamic posing of the human figure. It is usually the first step for figure drawing. Use a pose generator to practice the gesture for different poses. You can give yourself a time limit as well. Construction drawings. This is the next step after gesture. This is where you bring in volume and structure. Once again, try out different poses from different perspectives. Finished full poses. You can always take the sketch to completion after the gesture and construction phase. Portraits. A portrait comprises of the head and sometimes the upper body of the person. Try out different angles and expressions here as well. Individual parts. You can always choose individual parts like hands, feet, eyes, ears, hair, etc. A good exercise would be to pick one and cover the entire page with different angles and poses of that thing. Clothes and jewelry. I find it very interesting to sketch different styles of clothes, costumes, jewelry, and accessories. These can be as modern or as vintage as you like. Character design. As you get used to drawing people, you can start creating your own characters. Experiment with different types of faces, bodies, clothes, and accessories, etc. Storytelling. Just like we did with animals, here too you can paint stories. For example, a couple under an umbrella in the rain, a child building a sandcastle on the beach, a group of friends having dinner, the winning moment of a race, etc. Once you get better at drawing people, you can start experimenting and create scenes both from references or from your imagination. Now, tutorials. YouTube is the best source for free tutorials. Whether you want to learn acrylics, or color pencils, or painting a nose or a dragon, you're sure to find a tutorial on YouTube. So, look for an artist whose work you enjoy and practice along with them. The goal here is not to make a perfect copy of their work, but to learn at least one thing from them, so that the next time you paint on your own, you can apply that one thing and create a better painting. For tutorials, I won't be giving examples simply because there are so many channels with such a variety of topics and styles. There are always paid websites like Domestika or Udemy if YouTube is not working out for you. Master studies. A tried and tested way to practice is to do master studies. Take one or more paintings or drawings of your favorite artist and attempt to replicate it. As you go through the process, you learn how to use color or techniques to get certain results. Again, don't try to blindly copy the piece. Remember that the goal is to acquire the skill which can then be used in your future original work. Prompt lists and challenges. If you're still confused about what to draw or paint, you can try a prompt list. There are many prompt lists floating on the web. One Google search and you will have all sorts of lists. Similarly, you can go for art challenges. For instance, Inktober, where you have to make one ink drawing each day of October. Or 100 Heads Challenge, where the goal is to draw 100 different heads in 10 days. Draw this in your style, where you draw an already existing artwork, but in your own style. Again, a quick Google search will give you many challenges to choose from. Finally, movies and TV shows. Take your favorite movie or show and pick a scene that you love. Pick your favorite actor or producer. Whether it's Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, Lion King, or Spirited Away, there is so much to choose from. So there you have it. A long, long list of ideas for when you are out of ideas. If this helped you, let me know in the comments. What were you inspired to paint today? Thanks for watching. See you next time.